everybody, here we are back with another very cool artist for you to learn about it and make some art. And this time we're going to have more hands-on. So we're going to cut out paper, we're going to paint, we're going to glue, okay, and we're going to have to draw. So the artist I'm talking to you about it is Mr. Jean Art. Yes, he's French, so you don't say Jean. It's really Jean because he's French. Okay, that's how his name was. Actually, his name was Hans because when he was born, the place in France where he was born was Germany. This was in the 19th century. And then, when he started growing up, it became France. And then France made him change name. Yeah, he couldn't be called Hans, so he decided to call himself Jean. So Jean Art is the artist you're learning today. Yes, Mr. Jean Art right here. See him? That's him. Right? So Mr. Jean Art was a Dada artist. Yeah, Dada. You see that? Dada. So Dada artists, what they did is they made art with whatever they wanted. Yes, they would get shapes, put it together. They would make crazy poetry. They would make movies. They made all kinds of art, okay? And they were a revolution at the time because everybody just liked to paint it and make beautiful things. And the Dadas came in and boom, they changed everything. They said, oh no, we're going to do art now the way we want it. We are here to change everything because we're Dada. Yes, Mr. Art was one of the Dadas. Yes, he was one of the first ones. And he loved to use shapes to create his work. But he didn't use ordinary shapes, you know, like square, triangles, circles. Yes, those are shapes, right? And I'll talk to you a little bit about shape. What he loved to do is he loved to use organic shapes, and he did a lot of overlapping. Remember that word we talk about overlapping, when you put one thing in front of the other or behind, right? So Mr. Art was a fantastic overlapper, we could say. Overlapper. You think Mr. Art would like that? I'm not sure, okay, because he was an artist. But anyway, so let me talk to you a little bit about shape, just to make sure we learn, if in case we forget, what is an organic shape, because we used organic shapes before, okay? And the Matisse, remember the Matisse? Yes, we used organic shapes. So, look, a shape is different from a line, because a line is not close, so that's a line, right? It is still a line, but now when I make the line go back to where it started, now I have a square. Same thing here, see? That's a line, but if I do this, I have a shape. Same thing here. That's a line. I close back where it started, that's a shape. So look at here, this is what Mr. Art did. He made an organic shape, and then he would overlap. Look, I have a cool Mr. Art here. I love this one, okay? Look, if you see here, that's organic shape here. See, look. Right? He started there, went here, and back to where he started. So you see, that's organic shape. See? Now, he has another organic shape behind it, but he overlapped. See? Now, he had a little organic shape here on the side, too. See? Now, look. See? A little organic shape here, too. Right? So his works are full of organic shape. Look at that. Look. See this? Now, organic shapes can be any way you want it. Okay? So you can create your own organic shape, and that's what Mr. Art wanted to do. So he wanted to make organic shapes, and then he wants to overlap them, and he want to paint it, and he want to move them. So that's what we're going to look at, organic shape here. Isn't that pretty cool? Look at that. Look. See it? Right? That's awesome. See it here? Right? So all organic shapes, look. They're all organic shapes. Okay? All right, now we're going to make our own organic shape. We're going to do some overlapping, and we're going to do it right there on the table. Okay? All right, so one thing you're going to have to do is when you start with the paint, Then you're going to have to let it dry before you overlap your next shape, because that's the difference with Mr. Art. He didn't paint the overlap on top. He would paint a different part and then he would glue it on top of it, like he did with this one here. See? It's a glue black part on it. And that one is behind, so that one has two overlapping. See? Now, this one here, okay? So I'll show you a couple of them on a table for you. All right, are you ready? So let's move to the table to create our John Art artwork inspired. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to draw my organic shape, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a light blue paper. Okay, I have some here. You can use what color paper you want it. All right. Now, that's the one I am going to paint. So I'm going to draw my organic shape and I'm going to paint that one. I'm going to draw a small organic shape too, okay, to the side. Now, I am ready to paint. I don't have a palette, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my brush and I'm going to use a little plate as a palette. Don't forget to get your water there, okay, so you can wash it. And it's always a good idea to start with the lighter color. I'm going to paint it black and white, so I'm going to start with the white. Okay, you see my little plate, right? And here you go. So always from the edges, always. We always start painting from the edges. And don't forget, if you get a little mixed up there and you miss the line, it's fine, okay? Now, when you're done with your white, wash your brush, dry, and paint your black, okay? So, here's my John Arp, right? Now, whatever way you like it, I sign it like this, okay? Now, what I think you have to think about it when you were doing your project is have one of the shapes at least that it's painted, okay? Because if you just use paper and cut out, it's not the same. So do a blend, okay? Use some cutouts from a colored paper, but create your own color. Look, you see, that's my own orange that me, Mr. Souza, myself, made it. So make yourself a color that you want, paint it on the paper like I show you, and then create your shapes. Now, it's pretty cool working with organic shapes because you can do whatever you want. It's Dada art, right? I like that name, Dada. Dada. Ha, that's a cool name for art style, right? Now, I hope you get inspired by Mr. Arp. Make your creations with your organic shapes overlapping. Don't forget that, okay? Now, a couple of things. When you're cutting, okay, remember those tricks with the scissors? Small hole for the thumb, big hole for the other fingers, and when you're doing, do the chop, chop, chop. Try not to go like close and up, go chop, chop, chop. Follow the line, make sure your other hand is moving the paper around because remember, cutting is a two-hands exercise, okay? With the glue, remember, open, close, if you're not using a tube glue, okay? And try to use a line because a line is just fine, okay? And a dot, there's a lot. Keep away from the edges so the glue doesn't bleed around, okay? All right, so I am very inspired by Mr. Arp. What about you? See you later, and looking forward, to see your John Arp inspired project.